Hello students, in continuation with earlier lecture of managerial skills, today we are going to see the skills of managers. In last lecture we saw there are four types of skills for different levels of management that we have covered it in last lecture. Now today we are going to see managerial skills checklist. That means which skills are required at at managerial level. So in that the first point is personal qualities. That means what personal traits are expected from a manager to be a successful manager. So the first point in that is energy. Of course, energy here it means that your leader has to be energetic. He must be full of energy. Whenever your subordinates look at the leader, they should feel energetic. He should be always fresh, in a fresh mind, fresh mood, good mood, an optimistic person with positive energy, because he is the person who is going to motivate others, right? So a person who motivate others should be self motivational first of all, and he should be full of energy. Both energy here it means both physical and mental energy. So that definitely inspires his subordinates, motivates its subordinates to work hard and work in a very pleasant environment because of this energetic kind of a leader. So that personal quality a leader must have. Second point is self objectivity. Here it means that a manager should be able to look at self from objective viewpoint, and he should set his emotions aside. He should be objective focused. He should focus his attention on how he can achieve the objectives set for him, as an individual, as a department, set for the subordinates, and how to get work done from them. So you have to keep your emotions aside in this respect, and you have to be self objective. Then the third point is management of stress, or you can call it as that every manager must have the ability to manage his stress. So stress management is what which is required in case of every manager, because stress is inevitable. Only the thing is that whenever you are working, stress may be organizational, it may be personal, it may be individual, but you must know how to tackle the stress and how to be optimistic, how to face it. So this ability of managing the stress and keeping mental peace and emotional balance of yourself is very important, because sometimes people, when they are under stress, they get disturbed, they get irritated, right? So their mood swings happen. So this should not happen. You should be a very balanced personality, because you have to handle the whole department, you have to look after your subordinates, you have to get work done from them, and therefore you have to be very calm, quiet, and should maintain the mental balance, and mental and physical balance. So at reasonable to a reasonable extent you should be able to do that. Okay, then next one is tolerance of uncertainty. So, students' uncertainty is inevitable. So, whenever you are doing your business, any uncertain situation may come. A business is full of risk. Anything can happen tomorrow. You can't predict it at its exactly, right? So, organizational situations are not always very clear. As I said, anything unavoidable can happen. The thing is that here manager must have the skill to accept and tolerate whatever uncertain things are happening. Okay, tolerate here it means that सहन करण्याची ability असली पाहिजे. You should be able to accept the things whatever they are happening in front of you, because you don't have the ability to change them, isn't it? So the things which you cannot change, it is better to accept them as it is, right? So he should manager has to proceed further, go ahead in the fog of uncertainty. Okay, so anything can happen tomorrow, but you must be having that ability to tolerate that uncertain situations. Then the next point is range of interest. So here range of interest of manager should be wide. because it becomes easy for him to match his wavelength, his thoughts, with other different kind of people having different variety of interest. So you can have ability to, you can conversate with number of people. So your interest should not be restricted to only one or two areas. You must have wide range of interest, you must have interest in many things, so that it is possible for you to interact with number of people. Okay, and your wavelength gets matched with any kind of people when you are having a wide range of interest. So don't have a restricted scope for your interest. Next is scholastic aptitude. Now this is lifelong learning. That means lifelong learning is one of the important feature of modern management. So this aptitude, scholastic aptitude, means you have should have the liking to devote time for learning. That means you should have the interest in learning new things all the time. Whatever new technology comes in the market, new things happen in the market, in the business, you have to switch on, or you should have that ability or mindset to accept the change and devote necessary time in learning new technology or new things happening in the business. So that is called a scholastic aptitude. So you definitely must have all these personal qualities, six personal qualities which I told under managerial skills checklist. Now we are going to see what are the interpersonal qualities or skills which are required by manager. In that, the first one is impact. Impact here, it means you must have the ability to create influence in the minds of your subordinates. You call it as deep impact. Whatever words you use for your subordinates, whatever kind of conversation you discussion you undertake with your subordinates must take it seriously, and they should obey your orders. They must have a good impact and influence of your personality on theirs, right? So they should look up to you as a leader. So you must have a good impactful, impressive kind of a personality, and making a positive impression among others. So this kind of ability you must have. Next is leadership. Of course, you must have all sorts of leadership traits and skills, because you are leading a team, so your followers are looking at you, isn't it? So your followers should respect your orders. There should not be any credibility gap means what? Your word should match with actions. That means तुम्ही जे काय म्हणताय ते तुम्ही करून दाखवताय. That is called as credibility. ओके, सो हा जो गॅप राहता कामा नये. नाहीतर काही लोक, सम पीपल दे स्पीक समथिंग एल्स अँड देअर ॲक्शन्स आर समथिंग डिफरंट, इजंट इट? सो people don't trust such kind of people don't have trust or respect on such kind of people, and therefore you should avoid such situation. Therefore you should be a good leader. You should get respect from your subordinates. That kind of personality you must have. You must have good leadership skills like decision making. You must have good impressive personality. Okay. Then next is awareness of environment. Awareness of environment here, it means that you should be alert all the time, that what kind of changes or what kind of events and conditions are taking place in both internal as well as external environment. And you should be having that ability to understand each of the situation, and accordingly you have to make the decisions, and accordingly you can make changes in your behavior, isn't it? So you must have knowledge, or you must be always on the toes, which we call, you must be alert all the time, aware that what is happening in the external environment, what is happening in the internal environment, right? So that kind of quality, interpersonal skill you must be having. Next is your behavioral flexibility. Now here it means that your nature, your nature should not be a rigid one. You should be able to get mixed up with people. You should have in short we can say that you must be fond of people, because unless and until you are fond of people, you can't be a good manager, right? Otherwise people don't like people, or they they always want their personal space. They are very introvert, very reserved kind of people. They can't be good leaders. Okay, so you should have a flexible behavior. Accordingly you can meet variety of people. You know how to tackle these people. Okay, so this kind of skill is required in today's management. Next is your autonomy and self direction. So he should be self directed. you must know where he wants to go, and where he wants his team to follow him, isn't it? So that self direction ability. And he must give autonomy. Autonomy means liberty or freedom to his colleagues, or to his subordinates, we can call. So whenever you assign some job to your subordinates, you also give them a certain kind of autonomy, that you ask your subordinates to do that job in the best way they can, and take full autonomy in whatever way they want to do that work. You just give that autonomy, liberty to them, and then see what miracles take place. Your objectives will be achieved very soon, and in a great way, isn't it? Because these subordinates are having different ideas, innovative ideas, they know how to do the work, isn't it? So you must give them the autonomy. You just give them a proper guidance, and direction is of course necessary being a leader, but at the same time autonomy is also equally important, because these people have their own ideas, and they want to implement those ideas whenever they are doing their work. Okay, so this is the required skill. Then we are going to see problem solving skill. In solving skill, you must have the first is fact finding ability, because your decisions are dependent upon your fact, and fact is always the foundation of any kind of rational decision making. So decisions are based on facts and not fiction. So what is the fact? Fact finding ability is very necessary for manager, because every day he has to take major or minor decisions, and therefore you must know how to find the facts. Okay. Then second one is organizing. A manager should have a skill of integrating the resources and people. He must have the ability to bring together the resources required to undertake the organizational work to achieve the objectives of the organization. The resources here, it means your physical, financial, human resources, everything. You must have the ability to assemble them, bring them together, integrate them, and use them at their best to get the good output. Okay, then next is your interpreting information. Manager should have the ability to draw correct meaning out of the information. That is called as interpreting ability. Okay, or it is also called as to read between the lines. What is the exact meaning, isn't it, out of the information? So that you can be able to understand the facts and emotions. When you get that ability to read between the lines, or to get the correct meaning, your interpretation has to be the exact one. If it gets wrong, then your decisions will be wrong, right? So this ability every manager must have. Then you're having planning. Of course, a leader has to be a good planner, because your management starts with planning, and he should have a skill of thinking in advance what is to be done in future, foreseeing the future. He must have a good vision. He must be able to chalk out the plans according to the circumstances in the internal and external environment. Prepare the plans and see to it that your plans are perfectly implemented as per they have been chalked, and the objectives which have been set while planning are achieved properly. Okay, then next is decisiveness. A manager must be firm about his decisions which he has taken, and whatever actions he has taken. The decision may be a minor one or a major one, but you should be firm. You should not be confused about whether I've taken right decision or a wrong decision. Okay, so that way the decisiveness quality has to be there in manager. Then the next quality is decision making. A manager must have a ability of decision making, and decision making, as you know, is choosing the right alternative or the best alternative from among the rest of the alternatives, right? So you should have the ability to find out which are the alternatives, and how to select the best alternative which would be beneficial for the organization for the long term. So to evaluate the alternatives, and proper judgment skill has to be there, which is called as decision making skill. Manager is called as a decision maker, so every now and then it is his job to take major and minor decisions, and therefore he must have this ability of decision making. He should be firm on his decision, and he should not be confused about his decisions and actions. Then we are going to see what are the communication skills. In that, the first one is your verbal clarity. Now, here, verbal clarity means you should speak clearly to your subordinates or to anybody. Whenever you are speaking, your communication, you must have good command on whatever language you are using. Universal language, if we talk about, you must have good command on English. Also, you must have good command on local languages, because you are going to deal with your subordinates with the help of local language itself. So, your thinking has to be clear, your speaking has to be clear. You should have the ability to convince people. Whatever you're communicating, people, your subordinates should be able to understand what you're talking. They should not be confused that what did he say. This kind of confusion should not be there. Your communication has to be very clear. And when it is possible, when you are having good command on language, your thinking is very clear. You must be clear about what kind of instructions are to be given to your subordinates and how to get work done from them. So for that, this is the communication skill where your verbal clarity plays very important role. The next one is your handling objections. Now here, certain objections may come from the other side. That means your subordinates may take objection, or they resist certain kind of changes introduced in organization. So you must have that skill. Psychological understanding is very important to address the objections and to harmonize the personal matters with organizational objectives. So this is how you can handle your objections. The next one is your written communication. So your manager must be good in languages. He must have a good writing skill. He should write clearly in a very concise manner, so that your subordinates are able to understand your communication. Your communication should be very correct and courteous communication. That means whenever you draft a letter or a memo or anything which is in a writing form, it should not seem that it is very arrogantly written. It should be a polite or a courteous language is required. And because a manager has to write so many things, letters, he has to draft mails, he has to give speeches in front of his subordinates, and therefore his written communication should be very good. And the last point over here is your listening ability. A manager must be a good listener. It is said that you can be a good speaker if you are a good listener. So a manager must have a genuine interest in listening to people, what people are trying to say. Don't keep on dominating your thoughts on other people. First, listen to them. He should show that interest in listening and should empathize with people. Then, a manager should be a patient listener. He should not interrupt a talker. That means, whenever a person is talking to you, don't interrupt him. Motivate him to open up, to discuss whatever he wants to. So, give him a chance to open up, and he should put the talker at ease. You must make the talker in a in a very comfortable position, that he will be able to explain everything to you whatever he wants to. So your communication, your listening ability has to be very good. You should be a patient listener, in short. Okay, so these are the things, personal skills which are required for every manager. So with this, we'll end with today's lecture. Thank you.